We're good. We're live. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Community Roundtable here in the Gumdolph Kingdom. My name is Wild Paparazzi, joined always by our gracious host, Gumdolph the Great. What is up, Vinny?
How much, Rick? How are you?
Oh, not bad. Not bad. We're hanging in there. Today's a great day. I know you and I both know why.
Oh, yeah.
We're anxiously and patiently awaiting playing a certain specific game I'm sure we'll talk about tonight at some point. But I'm doing well.
That was a GameCube game.
It was a GameCube game. It was a PlayStation game. It was a Nintendo Wii game. It was on all platforms. But we'll get into it. But tonight we are talking PlayStation games, and we have a couple very special guests on here. Before I get into introducing them, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors here. Of course, we've got to shout out Junk Food Custom Arcades. If you haven't checked them out, be sure to do so. Junk Food Custom Arcades has all sorts of fighting game peripherals. They have hitboxes, snack boxes, arcade sticks, things of that nature. If you're looking to step your game up in your favorite fighting game, you want a new game peripheral, check out Junk Food Custom Arcades. Of course, we got to shout out the shop, Microgame Play and Trade. If you haven't checked them out or don't know where they're at, they're sitting in the middle of Liverpool, New York, here in Syracuse, right on Route 31. We have both Vinny, yourself, and the owner, Chris, on tonight, so that's very exciting. So I got to shout out the shop. They're the site for our monthlies, hosted by Syracuse Sucker Punch and DJ Silence. So if you're looking for some fighting game action once a month, check out Syracuse Sucker Punch, hosted by the godfather of the FGC, DJ Silence. And, of course, got to shout out our brethren at the Attack from All Sides, guys. We also got Kangaskhan on tonight. This is going to be wonderful. He runs a great program every week down at 3 Lives Barcade, where you can come down, play weekly fighting game activities, have some good food, have some good drinks, talk with some good people down at 3 Lives Barcade, located in the city of Syracuse, every Sunday, starting at 5 p.m., going to whenever they're done. So very, very exciting stuff going on there. Vinny, there's the sponsors. I've already kind of introduced our guests. Of course, we got Chris from Microgame Play and Trade and Kangaskhan from Attack from All Sides on tonight. What's going on, gentlemen?
Well, being a bear player.
He's playing Tekken.
He's playing Tekken. He's a Tekken player.
I'm not playing Strive. You kidding me? 1, fuck that game. 2, that shit's broken right now.
Yeah.
What, Strive's broken?
Yeah.
They busted it?
Yeah,
A lot
ever
of
since the
things
crossplay. Ever since the crossplay with Xbox, everything's been fucked.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if people can
man.
get in and play, cool. If not, it's okay.
Well, fair enough. We're playing Tekken. They're also playing Strive tonight on the stream. I'm playing Hot Wheels. Chris, what are you playing?
Nothing yet. I'm trying to figure out if I want to play something or pay attention more.
Fair
I'll
enough.
probably play Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. So
It
as I
makes
mentioned before, we are talking PlayStation tonight. We talked about Nintendo games the last time, but tonight we're talking PlayStation, which is very, very exciting because I think probably the first system I bought with my own money was a PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
Taking me back.
Thanks for inviting me to the Bloodborne hour.
Bloodborne is wonderful. All right, you don't like Bloodborne?
What? No, I'm saying I'm literally I'm here to talk about Bloodborne. I baited everyone into this.
You
I'll talk some
motherfucker.
Bloodborne.
Conan, thanks
No,
for
but-
the 8 months, dude.
Yeah. Gosh, PlayStation was not my first. My first was Genesis, and then eventually the PlayStation happened.
The first system you ever bought with your own money was a Genesis?
Oh, my own money? God.
Yeah. I was going to say, my
Uh,
first system was a Genesis, but the first one I bought with my own money was a PS2.
What was this? Probably a PS3 actually was the first one I bought with my own money.
And,
Now I think about it.
Turbo Graphics.
oh, yeah?
Yep.
Dating
Yeah,
yourself,
me
my
and
friend.
Yeah, me and my best friend, we used to work at the local cemetery, and we bought a Turbo
Boy.
Graphics 16. We split the price. Yep, I
Wait.
worked at a cemetery. We mowed lawns.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
Actually,
what are we doing?
I dug graves too.
No way.
Oh yeah.
All right, I want to go back to that at some point tonight. That is pretty wild. I never
But I
knew that,
bought-
Chris.
I did buy a PS2 launch day. I sat outside of Kmart in Fulton with him, with the same guy actually. We were there for about 7 hours for that one, to make sure we got one on launch day.
What was the first game you got with it?
I don't really even remember. It's been so fucking long.
Man,
And I'm old as shit. I'd have to look at the launch lineup. I'm pretty sure we bought. There was probably a Madden, so we probably bought a Madden. I don't know. Let's look up the launch games.
man.
I didn't get my PS2 on launch because instead of getting the PS2, my stepfather got my brother an Xbox, which at the time made me cry.
Yeah.
and my first PS2 game, I think, when I finally did get it, was Final Fantasy X. If I'm thinking about it,
Good game.
Probably one of my favorite Final Fantasies, if not my favorite.
it is my favorite.
It would have been so. It would have been Fanavision, maybe. SSX. I didn't know that was a launch title. And probably got Madden 2001.
Madden 2001.
Yeah.
I remember I bought my PS2, like I said, with my own money. I like went and weighed the pros and cons of each system. I was like, all right, if I get an Xbox, this is the game I would get, but this is the price it's at. If I get a PlayStation 2, this is the game I would get. If I get a GameCube, this is the game I would get, you know? And I ended up settling with the PS2. First game I bought, though, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. It was $20.
$20.
Yeah, dude, it was on the. Remember, PlayStation used to do the greatest hits.
Yeah.
And it was a
remember
greatest
when
hits
they
title.
did that?
Mm-hmm. It was a greatest hits title, and I remember playing it at my buddy Josh Lombino's house. I think he had an Xbox, and maybe it wasn't on an Xbox. Was it ever on an Xbox? He must have had a PS2.
What game?
But I remember-
Metal Gear Solid
Metal
2?
Gear
Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah, I remember playing it though at his house and thinking this game was dope. I wanted to play it, and bought a PS2, and that was the first game I bought on it.
Nice.
And then of course I had the PlayStation Magazine demo discs when they used to come in the magazine, and I would just play all those games too.
God, what was the
Yeah.
one they... I remember a PS2 one. God, they had this fucking game on it that I can never explain it. It was some kind of mech-ish like game, but not really, and it was only in Japanese. God.
Wait, did you use the
probably a Gundam game.
L1, L2, and R1, R2 to like move the legs and feet respectively?
No, it was more like a... It gave me like Mega Man Legends vibes.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like there was like this like town you were in, and you were like in like a Tron, like a Bontron like mech,
Oh, okay.
Tron Bon like mech, and like then you would go outside and then you would shoot a shit or something. I don't remember, but it was a fucking demo.
Did the
disc.
characters talk?
Yes, but it was only Japanese.
Is a PS1?
Was it PS1? I don't think it was PS1.
I was say, because if it's PS1, you might have been playing Tail Concerto.
Ah, dude, garbage. Garbage. Fucking garbage.
Tail Concerto.
It's a very expensive
It
garbage,
is
but
very expensive garbage, but it's still garbage.
Hey, it was this game.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
the Tron Bon thing gave it away
Yeah, yeah.
for me, because yeah.
At least you didn't buy Tron Bon. That game's even fucking worse.
That game's worth more, too.
It is. It's terrible.
It's like $500, $600.
Should be $5.50.
You wouldn't pass it up.
Yeah. If I ever saw one, maybe. It's the only Mega Man game I don't own. It's technically a Mega Man game.
Yeah, the PS2 is a great console. Like that's why, because people I love the first SSX. To me, it's the best one because I played so much of it. Because it was a launch title. I remember that now. A lot of Elise.
Yeah. I don't know. I had the Fat Boy PS2 console. I still have it. Still works. It doesn't play blue discs, and I remember that. I remember when it finally stopped playing blue discs. I was like, oh man, this sucks because there was a bunch of games I wanted to play. Midnight Club, the first game, was like my jam, and it was a blue disc. And I remember actually like looking up on like YouTube or whatever, like how to open it up and try and fix it myself. And I opened it up a couple times. And like spun that with like a little white disc to like try and like realign the laser or whatever. It never worked, but
Those shits never worked.
yeah,
Never.
yeah.
I don't know why everyone said it thought it worked, because it never did.
Nope, never worked, never got to fix, but you know, it was still able to play PlayStation 2 games, the regular discs, and I have a lot of fond memories with PS2.
Ew.
You know what's wild though? Like the memory cards, like were only 8 megabytes. Like you think about that, only 8 megabytes for a memory
What
card, and
the
you
hell?
could store all sorts of games on that.
Someone go check. Someone needs to go check what like a save file out of like PS4 is right now, because I assure you, it's
Oh
like
my god.
at least 500 megabytes.
Hold on, let me
I have some that are in
look
the
at,
gigs.
Yeah,
I'm on the PS5 right now. Hold on, stand by. Let me look. Storage, save data, PS5. Well, let's look at PS5 games. Let's see. So, for example, Hot Wheels Unleashed, what I'm currently playing right now, has a save data of 32 megabytes. So I would need 4 freaking memory cards on a PS2 to save this. That'd be wild. Oh, Nick All-Star Brawl, I could comfortably save on one. It's 7.3 megabytes, but that's all I could do on it.
yeah, but that game's garbage. So
I appreciate what they did to it, though, making it a little bit better with voice acting and stuff.
voice acting was not the problem with that game.
Let's see. Yeah, PS4. Injustice 2 has 44 megabytes of save data. But yeah, like 8 megabytes. That was the
my
memory
God.
card, and I remember having at least 3 memory cards.
It's so funny being in the store and just having kids just be like, "Do you get bigger ones?" And it's like, trust me, 8 megabytes is pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have bigger ones? No.
No, that's me. No,
Yeah.
we don't. The worst
Take
one,
your
I don't-
Big Mac and you
that's
like it.
nothing, man. The Dreamcast was worse.
Oh my
I
god.
couldn't
What
say
was the-
shit to the Dreamcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the memory. It's
Yeah.
just so bad.
I never had a Dreamcast.
But it's such a fun system. You want to play a season of Madden? That'll require 1 memory card. That's it.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like PS2 was really, really cool. I remember like getting a wireless controller for that game, or for that console, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh, this,
back when you had
this
to
works.
fucking get like it came with like a bit.
Yeah, you had to you put the dongle in there, and then it'd work for about 15 minutes on the battery, and then all of a sudden it would you'd start getting weird inputs, and your controller would start drifting because the battery was dying and all that. But
What's up, Viking?
Horror.
Viking's not a horror. He's lying.
No, Call of Duty's a whore.
so did you guys ever own a PS1?
Yes.
I know you probably did.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
I have a PS1 now, technically.
I have the small PS1 with the screen, with the box
With
for both.
the flip up screen.
I was mostly a PlayStation collector.
Yeah, dude. When he brought his collection in, holy shit.
I made a little bit of money off that.
Oh, just a little.
I never owned a PS1, but my uncle had one, and I remember having fond memories of playing Crash Bandicoot over at his place.
Oh yeah, Crash.
All
I
three,
mean,
all 3 Crash Bandicoots.
Yeah.
were godlike. They were
they're
awesome.
amazing. They're fucking like so good. It didn't like I don't understand how Crash didn't like make it. You know what I mean? Like the
know!
Nintendo, like the big Nintendo characters and stuff like that. I don't get it, because like those games were so good and Crash was so cool.
And he had such personality too, and he barely said anything. It was great. But the commercials, the PlayStation Crash commercials were godlike,
God, yeah.
dude.
Yeah, they
Or
were.
those commercials.
They were so good.
Viking, I'll give you Einhander, not Gex though, man. No way.
Gex, listen, hear me out. Like, when you don't understand what he's talking about, that game's great. But then, as you get older and actually know what he's talking about, you realize that game is not very good.
Oh man, I think I played Gex once on the N64.
Yeah, the good one.
Marquise,
Oh, that was the good one.
No, but that's the one that was like real egregious with it.
I'll give
Gotcha.
you Rayman, Marquise. Rayman was pretty good.
Rayman's good.
Oh yeah,
Honorable
Rayman 2,
worst
The Great
mention,
Escape.
Bubsy. Yeah, Bubsy's definitely on there.
Oh God.
Bubsy.
You don't like
Was Bubsy a
Bubsy?
PlayStation game?
Yeah, Bubsy 3D. It
Game's
was
ass.
terrible.
What did I play a lot on PlayStation back? They fucking.
A lot of Mega Man 8.
I think I had played Mega Man Legends on
What?
64. I think is what I played
Yep.
at, which, from my understanding, is good because the other versions are not fucking good.
Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
Symphony of the Night with the Final Fantasy goats. Fucking
7, 8. Well, and 7, 9.
yeah, 7 and 9.
We'll talk about 8.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Tactics.
Final Fantasy VIII was not good.
It was fine.
It was okay.
I just hate the main character. He just sucks.
Why? He's cool looking.
Squall? Nah,
Squall?
dude, Squall.
Hey, he's got the
sucks.
gunblade.
I'll give you Spyro too. Spyro was fun.
Spyro? Spyro's fucking yes. I played so much Spyro. I played an insane amount of Spyro.
Pyro. Yeah, that game is sweet. I remember playing that on a demo disc and being like, "Man, what the hell? This is awesome."
The Pizza Hut.
They gave you a lot on the Spyro demo disc, if I
Yeah.
recall. Like you had like the whole like first sort of zone, I think, if I remember.
Yeah. You remember like when he breathed fire? It was literally like diamonds getting shot out of his face. Like,
Medieval was pretty good too. It was
oh
hard.
yeah, it was super
I-
hard.
Oh, I got one for you. Tomba.
Oh, bring back Tomba! Bring back Tomba! Do it, you cowards! Do it, cowards! Bring Tomba back. Tomba 2, whatever. Tomba 1, though? Like, that shit was, like, so different. You know what I mean? Like, it was so good. The world was so colorful and fun. The dude, you've got to fucking jump on pigs. Shit was great.
Big Man.
Pig Jumper the game.
Raiden Project? Yeah, that was a good one too. I liked Raiden. But yeah, dude, Tomba. Like, if they brought Tomba back, I'd be so happy.
What about Twisted Metal?
Twisted Metal
Man.
1 and 2.
I remember having fond memories of playing Twisted Metal on PlayStation 1.
3 and 4, I wasn't as big of a fan when they changed companies. Something
Yeah.
about Twisted Metal 2 though. Twisted Metal 2 was like good.
We should like do a stream where we just go through the Twisted Metal storyline with each
I
character
don't
and
know
like
if I wanna go
laugh
down
how
that
crazy how crazy some of those things were.
No.
The freaking
I just-
PS3
Sorry.
game was dark as shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what they wanted to go with it. Like, you know, that's what happened to a lot of PlayStation games, though. You know, like it back in PlayStation 1 and even in PlayStation 2, there was still a bit like, you know, a bit like more arcadey, cartoony type, you know, fun to a lot of them.
Mhm.
And then as we got into like later PS2 and starting the PS3, everything had to be dark and gritty. Like I think even Spyro did it,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. And that
Well,
game,
Jack is the
hot
notorious
garbage.
one.
Yeah, Jack is the
Jack is the worst because of that. Because it's like the first game is like Mario
Oh,
I-
Jack
and everything. Yeah,
I
and then they
like
gave him guns to get
though.
sales.
He's fucking edgy and his
I
hair
like-
got longer.
I liked Jack too.
It was
Oh, I'm
GTA.
sure it's
baby.
fine. It's just
It was GTA though. It was just GTA.
Used to play Siphon Filter demo. Dude, Siphon Filter was pretty good too.
Chevron fella.
Chevron.
I never
Filter.
liked.
We gotta go
Seth.
through that list, man.
My God.
The
What
amount
list?
of times people mispronounced games in the store. So the best one was Resident Evil.
Residente?
Residente.
Resident
But we
Ella
had,
Residente?
we had like a classic message. Don King
Oh
Kong.
my God.
Somebody said Don King
Don
Kong.
King Kong, and we couldn't
Yep.
figure out if they were talking about Don King's boxing or Donkey Kong.
I want to play Donkey Kong.
Chevron
Sounds
Filler
fun.
was another funny one. That's the Spanish version.
Yeah.
Damn it, Marquis.
Yeah.
Oh, Glunkle's playing. Glunkle's here. I haven't seen Glunkle play in a bit. Donkey Kong.
It's me.
Pokemans, Donkey Kings.
Sorry, it's hard to concentrate playing this. Yeah, no, PlayStation. It's like the first PlayStation. You got so much variety. Like back then, it's like people always look for stuff for their kids nowadays, and back then it was like if there was some shit cartoon that had 4 episodes, there was a goddamn game. You know,
Yeah.
I bought him.
every movie had a game. Every like franchise, there was VIP. Remember
Yeah, I
VIP
remember
with
VIP.
Pam
Oh,
Anderson? You know,
I've seen that,
Everything.
and that looks so bad.
yeah. Like, and then it just, everything became, it was cheap to make games. I mean, at the end of the PS1 cycle, they made $10 games. And actually, they brought one of them back. Remember, you guys know what Spec Ops is? They did one on the 360 and the PS3 called The Line. And when they first announced it, everybody kind of went bonkers. And I was like, dude, those were cheap shit crap games from the PS1. They were $10. There was 3 or 4 of them. And then they brought it back, and people were like going crazy. And the game is actually quite good. It has a really neat twist in it, where you're just basically shooting people, and you don't know if they're good or bad. And it has Nolan North in it, so win-win. But yeah, they were just called like board game series and shit like that. What's that one we have at work, Vin? That cover. It looks awesome, but some of them are trash too.
Tabletop board games or something like that, and it's got like these really cool anime-looking characters on it, but it has nothing to do with anime characters.
Yeah.
They're just there for marketing.
Yeah.
Because it's just
Like
a crappy board game simulator.
Yeah. Like they just did so much stuff because a lot of stuff was coming from Japan, obviously. Like Incredible Crisis, it was just a bunch of little mini games, and
Ever play the classic game called Bowling?
yeah, bowling. That's one of the $10 games.
Race car.
Irritating stick.
Oh my god!
Like there was a
that
game. So when you go to the fair and they have the thing where you like move the wand around the metal stick and you can't touch the wand, you can't touch the edge. There's a game that's that on the PlayStation that uses the analog sticks because they finally analog stick control. That's the game.
Yeah.
Man.
Yo, Mike, thanks for the raid.
What All right, let's do this. Let's go through each PlayStation system and name the game you like the most on each one for like PS1. What was everybody's favorite game to play on PS1?
Digimon World.
Up there.
Dude, I loved Digimon.
That game
as a kid.
sucks, but I fucking love that game.
Dude, Digimon. We used to watch that religiously as a kid.
Yeah, what Digimon World did was they tried to sort of take the like Digivice situation, right, the whole thing, and then they try to put that into like a monster like tamer game, right? So like you had to do the feeding and then the training and then you had to go fight and stuff, and that game is a fucking absolute mess. But I have probably played it way more than any other PlayStation 1 game, and just because I love it, it's the only PlayStation game I've owned 3 times, because I keep losing it basically, and I just have such a big like nostalgia for that game. And then they started doing Digimon World 2 and 3, which are more like like turn-based RPG stuff, which I was upset about. Then eventually Next Order happened, and that was very cool. But yeah, so mine would be Digimon World.
Was not expecting Digimon World to come up.
Yeah, that's why I
That's
started
cool,
laughing.
That's cool. Vinny, what about you?
Oh god.
PS1 game.
PS1 game? Oh, you're killing me.
I'm trying to bring people back to nostalgia. I'm trying to hit that nostalgia bone right
Oh,
now.
there's too many. How about you go first? I
Me?
gotta think about that one because
narrow
it's a tie.
it down for him.
I think I gotta go Crash 3 Warped. Like, I loved playing that game. I loved just everything about it. I loved trying to like unlock the new skills. You got a fucking bazooka that shot the Wampa fruits at people. Once I got the bazooka, I felt like I was like, on top of the world at the age of 7, 8 years old. Great.
Yeah.
It was great. But yeah, Crash 3 was definitely my favorite PS1 game.
My favorite Crash was 2.
Crash 2, you know what? I never appreciated 2 as a kid.
As an
Going
adult,
back-
though,
Going
Like-
back and playing it now, yeah,
yeah,
that was probably the
As a
best
kid.
Crash.
yeah. Because as 3,
As a
because
kid.
Mhm.
because 3 had a ton of like gimmicks and stuff, right? But 2 took everything that like 1 did really well and just expanded on it and like refined it, made it not better. The game was fun. Also, you got to act as a kid. You got to act like you were big brained for knowing that Cortex was a bad guy, even though he was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna work together, right?" And then
Yeah.
Crash is like going with it, and you're like, "This is he's up to something."
You know what? I remember feeling like fucking. So there was a level in Crash 3 where you were on the motorcycle, and I think it was one of the levels towards the end. But if you crashed into a sign with like an alien on it, it took you to a secret level. And I remember finding that on accident and being like, "What the fuck just happened?" Well, I probably said, "What the frick just happened?" as an 8-year-old kid. But in any case, I was like, "What the hell? What the heck?" And then I remember trying to recreate it and trying to figure it out and just playing that level over and over again, and then telling my friends at school about it, and they were like, "What? No way! That's crazy!" And just thinking like it was the coolest thing ever, because I think it took you to a Coco stage, if I remember correctly. It was like a jet skiing Coco stage.
Oh gosh, maybe it's been so long.
Chat
Yeah.
says it was one of the last 5 levels.
Yeah,
And Connor says Rugrats Search for Reptar is a banger.
I love that game. Absolutely love that game. That was one that I didn't own, but a friend owned, and I played it all the fucking time.
was
Like,
that one of the ones that was like a Mario Party clone, where it was like a
No.
board game?
no, it was like you went around the world, and like there was like levels that all sort of corresponded to like different Rugrats stages. And it was kind of a collectathon, sort of. Not really. It's a bad way to put it. It's hard to put it. It was a banger. That's how I put it.
Okay, fair enough. Chris, what about you? What was your favorite PS1 game?
Final Fantasy VII and Castlevania. I can't just say one. Sorry.
You have to pick one. You have to pick one. I'm making Vinny pick one. You got to pick
It
one.
fucking sucks.
Probably Castlevania.
Symphony of the Night.
No, another.
Well, there is 2 technically.
Yeah,
There's a couple of
there's
them.
Chronicles.
Right, sure,
Chronicles-
but if you were
Chronicles
gonna pick,
is
but if someone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, my favorite Castlevania on PlayStation 1," they're fucking Symphony of the Night, obviously.
Yeah.
well. So that game came out when I was 16, 17, or 18,
Mhm.
and I actually played it first, renting it from my store that I now own. And I waited for it to come in, and I rented it, and I beat it in like 2 days. And I was like, "What's the big deal?" And this is pre-internet,
Oh
pretty
yeah.
much. I mean,
You probably
early
were like,
age
that
of
was
the
a whole
internet.
nother game. There's a whole nother.
Well, yeah.
game.
Well, that's
down
what they
there.
tell me. So they tell me about that, and he's like, "Take it home." I still had like 4 days left on the rental because I just beat the shit out of it. It was amazing, but I wasn't impressed. And then he's like, "Put the goggles on, and you hit the thing, and blah blah." Flip the castle, and and that really sold the game for me. So
Yeah, that was
rented it from
cool.
my store that I now own.
That's a great story though. Like I remember just having such like good memories of freaking renting games. With like my pops and stuff like that. I never rented any games from a game store. It was more of like back when Wegmans had game rentals and movie rentals, and then also Blockbuster.
Oh yeah. Well, that's I'm the rental generation. You guys always talk about like getting games and getting I didn't get games like I was a Super Nintendo when I was in my early years in the mid '80s, and there was a rental store down the road from where Vinny lives, across from the post office. Vinny, that white building that's a church.
Yeah.
That used to be a video rental store.
Really?
Wait, they converted a video rental store into a church?
A couple different things in between, but yes, it's a church. That white building that's a church used to be a video
Wild.
rental place. Yep.
Wild.
I mean, there used to be video rental places everywhere. There used to be. I used to
yeah.
know someone whose parents, their basement was a video rental store.
It's wild.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Over
I
in
don't know how I'd feel
Pennville.
about- I don't know how I'd feel about going into somebody's parents' basement.
Oh shit! I used to when I one of my first like management jobs, I ran a video or a movie gallery. I was a manager of a movie gallery, and they would actually buy out like small stores, small video stores, because it was just huge then. And one of the places they bought out was a place in.
In
Is he dead? Am I dead?
A
Who's dead?
place in. A place in.
Sorry, in Jordan Elbridge. And it was basically a house underneath. So like there was different rooms, and it had a porn room, and it had a video in there. You had to watch people, and the people who ran it were. Oh yeah, no, they had.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
What?
Wait, you had to go down to somebody's basement to get into the porn room, and there was a video of people going into the porn room.
So it was basically a house. It was a house that had been renovated that was an older style video store. But it had different rooms. Like different rooms had different sections in it. It was kind of neat. But they didn't make it like, like a movie tavern or a movie gallery was usually just a big room.
Yeah.
And it was split out into sections. And so they just had it set up in like different rooms or different stuff. And the porn room was the dirty room. No, it wasn't the basement. It was all in the basement, but all in like the downstairs of this house. Because there was literally like a staircase going up to the house. This house.
It was in the sub basement. There was a dirt floor and not very much light down there because the heathens that went into the porn room didn't want to be seen.
Oh yeah, their employees were fucking thieves. They sent me there once to do an inventory, and I figured out that they were all stealing shit because like there was stuff missing that hadn't even been released yet, and I was like. And my district manager, it was a fucking fiasco. I'm like, this is what it is. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not staying here another 24 hours. But yeah, I did some funny shit.
The porn basement.
a porn.
That's all. That's all.
Amazing.
That's all I heard was it was video porn room in the basement.
Yeah. So rental, I rented a lot of shit. I played a lot of different games. We'd ride our bikes to Fulton to rent stuff, or. Once me and Rich had tried to rent a game, and I can't remember what it was, but we ended up with Saturday Night Slam Masters. And,
Fun game.
Yeah. It was fun. We beat it. It was pretty simple. We weren't really into that, but we wanted something different. We took it back, and he's like, well, what game did you want? I mean, he used to rent, that was Video Ranger in Phoenix. He used to rent TurboGrafx games, and I'd get those back in the day.
Man. Well, Vinny, you still haven't answered.
Yeah, you're killing me.
I gave you enough time, fucker.
You did, but
Yeah,
there's too many good games. But
Let
if
me
I
hear
had
your
to
top
narrow
three.
it down to one, so I'll give you like the honorable mentions. I fucking love Armored Core. I love
Are you
Resident
excited
Evil
about Armored
2.
Core coming back?
I was the one that almost flipped the table in the shop when we were watching the whole thing. Resident Evil 2. I really love Xenogears.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Anything Square, Vagrant Story, but I'd have to say the game that definitely like I played more than anything was probably Symphony of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
Like I spent hours just playing the game over and over as a kid because I loved the way it looked, I loved the way it played, I loved the story, I loved the characters.
Oh, the music.
Like everything
yeah.
was perfect. But like those other games I just named, like they're up there. They're just as good. Like there's just too many. The PS1 had too many. It's like
Too many bangers.
It's like Super Nintendo. There's too many games to name for me to be like, yeah, there's just one good game. Like no, the list goes on and on. But I'd say Symphony of the Night is my favorite PS1 game.
Shout out to Tekken.
Tekken
guess.
3 is up there. If you want to talk
Super Nin-
fighting games, Tekken 3 is probably the number one. But
Is there anything even close on PS1?
on
I don't know.
PS1, if you ever played Slap Happy Rhythm Busters.
That
Nope.
sounds like
I
a
get
game
the-
I would love to play.
I get the feeling I know why I never played that game.
It's a fighting game. It's a fighting game with DDR mechanics mixed in it.
Aren't they coming out with a game that's
Yeah,
like that?
I think I've seen something like that
God
recently.
of Rock, I think is what it's called. Battle Arena Toshinden sucked.
They were just early. They were early to the game.
Y'all ever
That was a
played-
launch game, I believe, right?
You ever play? Yeah, you
One
ever
of
played
them
the
was.
original Dynasty Warriors game that wasn't a Dynasty Warriors game?
Yeah, game's weird.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I know Kenyon hates it, but I think Bushido Blade was pretty cool.
Oh, Mosquito Blade.
a whole one-hit death.
One
thing,
hit kills.
the
Oh.
samurai game.
Well, he likes Showdown, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's why it doesn't make
Aren't
any
they in
sense.
Showdown?
No, I think they're just like the same type of characters. Showdown was SNK. I think Square actually made Bushido. Or
They did.
Eidos, one or the other.
No, it was Square. It was Square.
You know, like Tomb Raider's up there too. I love the original Tomb Raider.
Yep.
Triangle
Have you
Fist.
tried playing? Have you tried replaying those games
It's
anytime
impossible,
recently?
man.
Fucking actually impossible.
I can't do
that
it.
shit. That shit's like so fucking garbage. For
Well,
as
they're
like,
hard.
no, they're hard and the controls like
It's just so
fucking.
bad.
It's a dumpster fire, dude. It's fucking so awful. Because I went. I like Tomb Raider, right?
I love
And so I went through trying to play like the old ones. I'm like, I give up. I don't care.
Like, I
I don't.
can't deal with it. It's just that.
Yeah, I
bad.
just can't. I'll just play like Anniversary or some shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to fucking do this.
Did you ever try playing Silent Bomber? No, I haven't tried playing Silent Bomber yet, but I still want to.
All right, we gotta move on to PS2 because I
Yeah.
need my Bloodborne
Yeah.
block.
Yeah, let's talk.
Favorite
Let's talk
PS2 game.
PS2.
Final Fantasy X.
Oh, it's such a good one.
Yeah,
I
I
used
did-
Final Fantasy X in a college public speaking presentation once, talking about the graphics of PS2, and that was like the peak animation there in terms of like the opening cinematics and how it was like mind blowing to me at the time. But fuck, favorite PS2 game, because I spent a lot of time in PlayStation 2.
Trying to think of what I definitely played the most.
Madden.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. One game
I have a feeling you know what you're
That-
about to say.
you may, I don't know, but one game that like introduced me to the genre that I thought was so fucking cool, and it is still one of the games I go back and play on PS2 all the time, is the first Splinter Cell. Like, I loved that game, and I remember looking at it in, I don't know if it was like it was on a demo disc or something, but I remember seeing like Sam Fisher doing the split jump, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's so cool. And it was a stealth game, and I'd never played a stealth game before, because prior to that, it was all like
It
shooters
really
and
wasn't
stuff.
stealth. Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that, like, I mean, I guess you could say Metal Gear Solid was a stealth game, but
I would
you could
argue
also,
that, in fact.
you could go ham in that game in terms of that, you know, like shooting and stuff. But man, like to me, like
Rare.
Splinter Cell was like, dude, there was alarms, there was shit that could go off, and I don't know. I just loved playing that game. And I would say it's probably my favorite PS2 game. Although there was another honorable mention that like I've gone back and played several times since like moving along from PS2, and that was PsyOps. You guys remember
Yeah,
that game?
That's what I thought you were gonna say, because I remember you talking about it like a lot.
That game was sweet. It was a third-person shooter. It was like, you know, I don't think. I mean, they never like considered doing a second game or anything like that. But it was a third-person shooter where you were like this like special forces guy, and he got access to like psychic abilities. So you could have like telekinesis. He could have like pyrokinesis. You know, mind control. All this stuff. And I remember like you were able to like pick up enemies with telekinesis, like shoot them with your like machine gun, and then like throw them across like the room at other people. Like, it was just fucking sweet. It was a cool game, and it came with a separate disc that had the song "With My Mind" by Cold on it, and it was a music video that you would literally just pop in your PlayStation 2, and you could just that's all that was on the disc was like the making of like PsyOps and this video, this music video. But that game's sweet. PsyOps.
Okay.
The Mindgate Conspiracy.
And another, I'd have to say Time Splitters too.
Oh, that's a good one.
As your favorite?
I can't pick it as one that I played the most. I'd declare it, but
Okay.
like I could give you a list for days. You got Rule of Rose,
Yeah.
you got Silent Hill 2,
Oh,
you got Fatal
Silent Hill
Frame
2.
1 and 2, you got Haunting Ground, you got Ratchet and
Fucking
Clank, you got Jak and Daxter,
GTA, God of
San
War,
Andreas, Vice City, God of War 1 and 2. I could go
Shadow
on for days.
Colossus.
But the one that I definitely played the most as a kid was Time Splitters 2. So
Yeah.
I wanted to unlock everything. Back then it felt good. Nowadays it doesn't really feel as good as it used to. Kind of janky.
You ever played Red
It is very
Faction?
tricky.
Red Faction
Yes.
was great.
I never
Dragon
got
Quest,
that.
yeah, Dragon Quest 8 was great.
Red Faction was cool. You could like destroy walls and like find hidden rooms and stuff like that. But I remember that being really, really cool.
Final Fantasy 10, Final Fantasy 12,
RE4.
RE4. It goes on. The list just goes on.
This feels like particularly bad because like it's like there's so many bangers. There's
Yeah.
there's so many fucking bangers.
I think-
It was
I think
hard
what
as
it
shit,
boils-
but Code Veronica is a good game. Like,
Oh yeah, wasn't that a Dreamcast one first though?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think what it boils down to is which one do you remember having really, really good memories with, which one you love the most. And
you want to say
Guitar
good
Hero.
memories, like memory wise,
Guitar
like
Hero.
Guitar Hero and Fatal Frame because it scared the living shit out of me.
Guitar Hero is where I discovered Death Clock. Thank you, Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They had Thunder Horse as a track.
Guitar Hero. I remember like just spending many nights staying up all night, late at night, playing Guitar Hero with my buddies, like over somebody's house. And
Mom getting real mad.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
So when you guys played for long enough, did your eyes scroll? That's what we called it. Did you get
Oh,
the
yeah,
eyes
yeah.
scroll?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
oh yeah.
Oh my god.
man,
We used to just I lived across from my dealer at the time, and I didn't have TV. I literally just played video games and watched movies, and we fucking played. Oh my god, probably 1,000, 2,000 hours of Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero was great. Very
Yeah,
innovative.
we bowling. But for like the PlayStation, a couple.
Oh,
Cut him
he's
off
dead.
Oh,
again.
there he is.
The frequency and amplitude games, Okami,
those are
Beyond
great.
Good and Evil,
Mhm.
Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm not a big fan, but the Devil May Cry games,
DMC.
yeah,
Great game.
San Andreas.
Like yeah,
You guys aren't into them, but it's the heyday of Madden series. That's what gave Madden their, the contract that made them basically.
Mm-hmm.
the last Madden game I had was on PS2, and then someone stole it.
Yeah, the Ratchet and Clank games, obviously, but it was the last generation of really like different types of games.
Yes.
Because when you get to the my favorite game and the Persona games, where you got Persona 3 and 4, the Jack
Dude,
games, obviously,
Steam-
but
Steambot Chronicles.
yeah, Steambot. I don't know. It's really hard for me to say my favorite game, but I'd probably say Katamari.
Katamari.
I love Katamari Damacy. But it's it's a hard one to say that anything would be my favorite. It's my favorite console.
Yeah, I would say
It's
PS2
my-
is probably my favorite
You know,
console.
it's-
Agreed.
Like it had
But
like
yeah,
so
especially-
many unique, just like most of the unique games like were trash. Like Godhand's garbage,
But they did it.
but they
But
did it,
and it looked good.
Yeah.
Look at the bouncer.
yeah, the
The bouncer
Oh,
looks
God.
like a mid PS3 game, but it was an early PS2 game. But it's a pile of dog shit. But
That game sucks.
beat down Fist of Vengeance,
yeah,
I remember PS2 though being like
Urban Reign.
a very good system for like platform action games. So like Jack and Daxter,
Oh, yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. Do you remember Dr. Muto?
Yes.
Yep.
Muto?
Yep.
Dude, yeah.
Black.
Yep. Black was great.
Black was great. That would be a good one to bring back. Manhunt, the
Fun.
first Manhunt.
Oh, first Manhunt game?
SOCOMs.
Oh, so calm.
So calm. Holy shit! That was
Oh.
annihilated from my memory.
Dude, I remember I had the headset. I had the
Mhm.
headset and you'd be there, you hit the square button and throw out a command, your guys would do it. That was so cool. So calm.
Bully, NBA Street.
I mean, Guitar
Oh, yeah.
Hero.
Oh, bully.
Guitar Hero. I know you guys weren't into them, but the EA big games,
Dude,
those are
Freak
more of your
Style,
aisle.
Freak Style. was
Freak Style,
sick.
Shocks, NBA Street, NFL
SSX.
Street, SSX. I played so much of the first SSX, it's stupid. Burnout
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 yeah.
3. Burnout 3.
That Hunter the Reckoning game.
Bully.
You guys remember Stuntman?
Yes.
hmm
I fucking hate
I couldn't beat the
Stuntman.
last. I couldn't beat the last thing.
I remember I rented that game, and I like couldn't get past like the first or second level, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is crazy! You got to hit all these marks and times and
It
things
was
like that."
so hard because
And
like
I brought it back. I brought it back to the store. I said, "Let me get another game. This is crazy."
that's funny. You guys didn't even say God of War, did you? Oh no, you did
Yeah,
say
we
God
did.
of War.
I did, yeah.
Whoa, do you guys remember Spy Hunter?
Yep. I never cared
That
for
game
those
was cool.
games.
They
That
were
game,
different.
I remember that car. I remember thinking like, "This is the fucking sweetest car." Like it turns into a fucking boat. It's got missiles on it. Oh yeah, it was a really cool game.
Sly Cooper.
It's like
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man.
We're talking about
Spider-Man.
Star
Spider-Man.
Wars, you know, Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah,
Destroy
Man,
all
PS
humans.
PS2 was fucking great. All right, let's
Yeah,
move along.
destroy
boys.
all
Move along.
humans.
PS3. Let's see it. What? I
Dark
didn't have
Cloud.
a PS3.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
I hated the PS3.
Yeah, I know, you told me.
But don't you
I-
like sell it and buy it? All
I
3 or 4
sold
times?
it. I bought it 3 separate times and sold it every time. I fucking hated the PS3 and loved the 360.
Yeah, I got to go with you on this one. I think the 360 was the superior console there. In that
For about
that,
3 years.
that's a long enough time.
No, it's not. The only reason Xbox is still in the game is because PlayStation released.
Cut 'em out
What did
again.
they release?
PlayStation release.
They
What'd
were
release?
they're on to you. They don't want to hear it.
They sold 13 million consoles in a year. 90% of them were pieces of dog shit that died. So they sold another 13 million. You know, and then yeah. You know the PlayStation 3 outsold the 360, right?
It did.
Yes.
But
You want to talk?
Attach
Also-
rate, no, but
also-
console-wise, yes.
also, fuck the PS3. counter argument.
That's okay.
I see your argument with.
I remember my first. So this doesn't help, right? But my first PS3 game that when I bought it was that fucking Area 51 game.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
That
about,
game's
right?
hard as shit, yeah.
I beat it, and I remember it controlled so terribly, and then in my opinion, most shooters on PlayStation 3 controlled like fucking garbage. It felt bad. I don't know what it was. Like even like Killzone, like people loved Killzone. I tried playing Killzone. I was like, how can you play this game? Like,
Oh, the
how,
first one's trash.
I think I tried playing 2.
2 is great.
But I just remember I couldn't stand the actual like controls of it. Like it felt bad to
It was
aim.
heavy. It was a heavy game because they gave it more weight. Because the characters were big and they made the guns feel big.
Yeah.
Excuses. Well, that and they didn't use triggers. So the
Yeah.
PlayStation didn't.
Exactly. That was the thing too, like especially because I got so into fucking Call of Duty on 360, right? So like trying to play shooters on PlayStation 3 where like so many of them did not use triggers was so jarring to me. It was like this makes sense. The triggers
What
make
did-
absolute sense. Why do they not use them?
What did they use? What did they use to shoot?
I think it was L1
R1,
R1.
R1.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, it feels bad. But to be
Because
fair, this was also that generation is really what figured out shooters. You know what I mean? Because like you look at shooters before that, the controls on all of them are absolute
Yeah.
dog shit, and they're all different.
Mhm.
You know, so I would say the Xbox was like responsible in a way of like making the shooter controllers what they are, and just PlayStation did not have that. The second time I bought PlayStation 3 was for Final Fantasy 13, and
Oh,
which
yeah.
I like, and I will die on that fucking hill.
I liked it.
I'm glad I'm not the
I'm
only
right there
one on
with
that
you.
hill.
Well, 13 kind of sucks, and I blame the Xbox for that because the discs were tiny. So instead of being able to have an open world game, you forced everybody down a line so you could get to your third disc and then insert disc 1, disc 2 to go back into everything, which they wouldn't want to have you do.
Yeah, but I liked that game. And then
a good
afterwards,
game.
I was like trying to find other games to play, and I couldn't, and so I sold it again.
Well, it's like anything now. I mean, the reason to own a console, you don't buy a Nintendo to play fucking Call of Duty. You play a Nintendo to play Mario. You bought a PlayStation to play.
Man, they really
they
don't
just-
want to hear your shit.
They don't want them.
To play Final Fantasy 13,
And it played better on the PlayStation 3 anyways. But, you buy it to play the exclusives,
Yeah.
and it's okay, but,
Which-
and I get it. And it's the same thing I tell everybody who comes to my store, like, what are you going to suggest? Well, I'm going to tell you to buy a PlayStation because there's better.
It did it
They
again.
really-
It knows.
Amanda Root.
It-
more of a reason
It doesn't
to
want to
actually-
hear it.
and that's the thing about the PlayStation, right? Like PlayStation exclusives are bangers, absolute bangers. So many of them. There's like entire franchises that still exist to this
Demon
day.
Souls.
That fucking. Oh. Anyway,
We're about to get
PS4.
into that conversation. It's coming in like 2 minutes.
I feel it. It's so close.
But no, favorite PS3 game, Lollipop Chainsaw. Final answer.
What about you, Chris?
Uncharted 2.
That's up there. So is
I
the
never
Last
owned a
of Us.
PS3. I had a PSP. Loved it.
I also had a PSP, but I never actually got any games for it.
Oh,
So it was a very weird thing that I had until someone stole that too.
I didn't
A lot
own
of
a
people,
PSP.
a lot of things were stolen from me when I was a kid. So
I remember sitting in my study hall playing Tekken Dark Resurrection on PSP
Sorry.
with my buddies, just fighting each other. Oh yeah.
oh, Dark Resurrection. I was thinking of Rev. Never mind.
No. Yeah, Dark Resurrection was pretty dope. I liked it. It was portable. It was great. All right, let's get to PS4, boys.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Bloodborne.
Wow. Chris, what about you?
Let's
Those
just
are-
shout games.
Ghost of Tsushima
Um,
and Bloodborne are very, very close seconds.
It's hard to say. It's another one where it's just like those big games to me are like I got a buddy who just doesn't play like he's like, I don't like AAA. The only thing I really like is AAA. I'll play Madden and Call of Duty all day long, and I'll play some little games. But my problem now with the way games are made is so the PS1 and PS2 had this great variety of games, and they were all roughly comparable in price, and you could play basically anything. But now it's like you get games like Demon Souls and the Dark Souls games where like I can't fucking play them. They're impossible. Like Elden Ring is awesome, but fuck that game. And then you've got the Metroidvania games where Castlevania Symphony of the Night is up there in my top 3-4 games of all time. But now they make games like that, and I can't fucking play them because they're so fucking hard. They make it inaccessible to people. And it's like, I want to play Celeste, and I want to play Hades, and I want to play, Vinny can give you all a list of the games that I'd love to play. What's the one that you always tell everybody? Deedlit. I want to play Deedlit.
Deedlit was
But I'm going to
fun.
play fucking 15 minutes of it and throw my controller through my TV. So it's like,
Deedlit will do that.
the
Deedlit
AAA...
is actually frustrating.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of stuff that's great. I couldn't... like Ghost of Tsushima, all the exclusive. He loves Horizon. Horizon's fine. Not up there for me. It's just the story is meh. Even go back to, the PS3, Little Big Planet. The first Little Big Planet's one of my favorites.
LBP.
But for PS4, Uncharted 4 is great. You can't really beat Uncharted 4 for me. It's hard. I don't know.
Nice one, man.
It's a tough console. What's that?
I was talking to the chat room.
Oh. Borderlands 2 is a PS3 game. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be really hard for me to say what was my favorite. I'd probably go with Uncharted 4. It is really good. I would love to say Last of Us 2, but, fuck Naughty Dog for that one, for the most part.
I'm playing through it right now. Don't spoil nothing.
Ratchet and Clank? The Ratchet and Clank game was phenomenal, and I'm not really a Ratchet and Clank guy. That game was amazing. I blew through that. I like Stardew Valley. Some of the smaller games on that were really good. Vinny's
Spider-Man was really good.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man was phenomenal. I gotta give it up to Spider-Man. Some of the limited runs, like Firewatch. Anybody ever play Firewatch?
I know what it is. I have not played. That was a limited run.
It was it's one of their earlier ones, and it's literally a sitting game. It's not much of a game either, but like, it's that's now we're into the generation of an experience. Not necessarily games sometimes, and
Yeah, man, you ever
good
play Goat
stuff.
Simulator? Come on, go with the program.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much good stuff on the PS4 too.
There is so much good stuff on the PS4. A lot of
Outer
good stuff.
Worlds, No Man's Sky. Got to give it up for No Man's
After they
Sky.
fixed it, yeah.
Ugh, ugh. Yep.
I'm
Saber?
going with Con on this one. Bloodborne. I
'Cause it's
love
amazing.
Bloodborne.
It's so good. It's so
Love
good. Give me
love
Bloodborne
everything about
2. Give it to me now.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you get Bloodborne card. Deal with it.
Oh, I'll play that.
I will
I'll play
take it.
that too.
I'll take
I'll play
it.
that too.
Oh, here's one for you. Kingdom Come. Anybody ever play
My
Kingdom
God,
Come?
That game drove me insane.
No, that's a
That
game. That
Dude,
game's amazing.
that game irritated me and confused me so much, I just turned into the town drunk and they finally fucking killed me.
Why can't you read? Because you're a blacksmith's son. Blacksmith's sons don't read.
Literally
They
learned
they
how to read,
knock
and I'm
on
like,
stuff.
I just want to play the game.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Mud Runner. There's a lot of good PS4 games. Last Generation was good.
And Mud Runner, I remember when I drove out in the middle of the field and y'all started fucking yelling at me. What are you
Yeah.
doing way out there? I thought I could make it. Oops.
Was Yakuza 0 PlayStation 4? Like
Yes.
first or
Yes.
God, what a fucking it's amazing how Sega can like do Sonic, right? And fucking be complete ass at it all times and then fucking make Yakuza. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That game's so fucking good. And I still have to finish fucking Like a Dragon. But that game's actually one of the best games I've ever played in my fucking life, dude. Like, it's stupid how good that game is.
Drew
I'm
likes
sorry,
that game.
Kenyon, but Cobra Kai was garbage. Straight garbage.
Well, how many times do you have to say something along
How
those
many
lines?
times?
Too many.
I'm sorry, Kenyon, but blank is garbage.
That game.
Moonlighter.
Moonlighter was great.
Moonlighter.
I love that game. Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight was actually fun. I started playing that once.
I could not get into Hollow Knight. I like
I'm
Metroidvanias.
there.
I couldn't get into it. I know people love that game. I got, like the first like default ending and was like, I don't care to keep playing this to like, do all the other cool stuff. Like I just don't want to. So I just didn't.
Days Gone.
God of War.
Days Gone,
God of
I
War,
think.
fucking the first God of War
God of
remake.
War.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
Like I named my son after that fucking game. Like,
Nice.
it's so good. Made me feel.
Yeah.
Had a lot of good
The VR.
RPGs too.
Yeah.
Had a lot of good VR games. Yeah, I spent a
VR
lot of time in
games.
VR.
Yeah.
But, like a sleeper hit is like that Blue Reflection game. I did not expect it to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
It was like a Persona clone done right. I was shocked.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Let's go Fortnite.
We had
I like
fun.
Warzone.
We had fun
Fortnite.
with Fortnite. This motherfucker won a game by sitting in the bush.
Ooh.
It was hilarious.
Oh, it was pure luck. Were you playing with it?
No, but I saw the videos and it was
Yeah,
funny.
that was me, Justin, and somebody else. I don't remember who it was.
I own the camera.
Warzone. I lost 2 years to Warzone.
What Apex happened. Like that generation also just said like it was really the rise of the fucking BR. Like
Yeah.
after,
Yep.
especially after the success of Fortnite, like everyone fucking went absolutely ape shit. Fucking Apex happened, Warzone happened, fucking High Res made a fucking travesty, of course, because that's all they do.
Wasn't theirs like
Realm Royale.
yeah.
And I know that because I played it a lot. Fucking when that game came out, what happened? I remember the whole story. Like, they just like went into beta or something, and Fortnite went down. Like, they had some issues with servers. The game was down. So Ninja decided, let me try this out, and then that game exploded overnight. And that game was actually like really good. And then they high-resed the shit out of it, and it became terrible. And it fucking died. And apparently it's back. Like, I haven't like
I'd say-
tried it out, but
Yeah,
I'd say
PUBG.
GTA 4, but that's a PS3 game.
it is.
All right, Kenyon, I'll give you that one. Next Machina was actually really.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is still trash though. Always will be.
And
Final answer.
Yeah, but PS4, like, I mean, PS3 was doing it too, but PS4 really got into that world of the like really good cinematic storytelling game. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
with God of War, with Uncharted 3 PS4, or
It
was
in
that
the
all
collection.
PS3?
No, it's not. Well, it is on the collection, yeah.
Okay, then Uncharted 4 was PS4.
Uncharted 4 is PS4.
And Lost Legacy was.
Yeah, like the PlayStation really, it just in general throughout its history has done that very well. You know, like, and also was able to do, you know, so many other genres and games well, except shooters. That's like, I feel like the one they really fucking lost that battle on. But and that's why it keeps, you know, doing as well as it does. You know, like no one can match like the fucking technical marvel that is fucking Sony with PlayStation. You know, and there's something that can be said about, you know, stylization in games, you know, and you know, you can be a fucking hipster and be like, oh yeah, indies, blah blah. Like, yeah, get it, cool. I like Stardew too.
I'm gonna have to time out my own mod for saying that one. No.
I'm not a mod. What?
Cobra Kai is not better
Oh.
than Streets of Rage 4. You can get out
Oh
of
my
here.
God.
What is wrong with you?
Get out of here. Ben.
Is he?
No.
Is this Kenya?
Yeah,
Can
Is
Ben.
he
Ben.
baiting? Is he clickbaiting?
Trash. Get out of here.
Time him
Invalid
out.
opinion.
Time him out.
Garbage. I can't believe you said that.
But in terms of like AAA and what AAA is capable of, like
Where's your chat, Vinny?
it's PlayStation. PlayStation's always been the best at it.
If you just pull up the Twitch on your phone, it'll pop up.
But won't it interfere with my Discord?
No. No, because it's Twitch chat, not Discord chat.
Where's
But yeah,
Twitch?
conversation over. Cobra Kai is trash. End of story. Moving on. Yeah. All right. So the PS5, we all have PS5s. It's not been out super long, but so far on the PS5, what would you say is the best experience you've had on the PS5 so far? PS5 game.
Yeah, because I like a dragon.
Rick, what about you?
I don't know, man. This is fucking tough
It is
because
because there's not much to pick
Not a
from.
lot.
yeah, I was gonna say there's not a lot of like PS5
but
exclusive
they've
games.
already had some decently good banging game.
I liked Returnal.
Returnal, yes.
Yeah.
If
And
I
then
didn't suck ass at it, I would say Returnal.
Yeah, and then Returnal, I thought the game was like over, and then it like sucked me in to keep doing more stuff, and I was like, oh god, what is this game doing to me?
Come back to me. I don't know. Like this is a tough one for me.
Want
Go
to
ahead,
first,
Vinny.
Chris, or you want? So out
No,
of
you already
all-
know what you're gonna say.
Do you? You might be shocked. What do you think I'm gonna say?
You're gonna say Elden Ring,
Nope, it's not Elden Ring. Although Elden Ring
Oh.
is up there.
then Forbidden
Elden
West.
Ring.
No. So
Elden Ring experience on
for
PC.
me, it was short but sweet. But I really liked the new Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, yeah.
The load times, the cinematics, the graphics, the way the characters expressed, the way they looked, everything was just so fucking beyond everything else at that point. Now, yeah, like RE4 is definitely gonna look better than fucking Ratchet and Clank. Elden Ring looked
Yeah.
really good. Demon Souls looked. It was the first time I ever got to explore the castle in Demon Souls because on PS3 I couldn't see what the fuck I was doing.
Yep. Try playing Xbox 360 on a fucking tube TV.
No.
Yeah.
Returnal is up there. I have a lot of fun with Returnal, even though it pisses me off every time I play it.
Yo, let me borrow Returnal.
Um,
I want to play it so
there
bad.
is there's this new
Don't you have
game that came
PlayStation
out.
Plus?
No, I don't. I have the fucking 60
Scars Above.
So this new game that came out called Scars Above is like Returnal but slowed down. It has its positives and its negatives, but if you like Returnal, you should try that game. It's harder being slow because you get hit like in Returnal. I don't know how you guys feel. I feel like I'm getting hit every 10 seconds in Returnal. And Scars Above, you
Nope,
get
'cause I
hit.
don't suck.
You get hit, you just fucking die.
Yep.
Like, it's just nuts. So, but yeah, ratcheting. I really like the new. I want more games like that. Shout outs to Sackboy as well. Sackboy was also really.
Yeah. So I'll give you a couple. I'm going to say Sackboy, not my favorite yet, but Sackboy is definitely up there. I like a good 3D Mario game, and it's done Mario better than Mario does Mario most of the time with that one.
One last one, Kenna was also really good.
That kind of good. I played so much of it on the PlayStation. I'm gonna say Ghost of Tsushima is gonna be up there for me because I got so much farther on this, and it's such a better version of the game. What was I just looking at?
Chorus was.
My brain doesn't work. Corvus.
Yeah, the game was hard, but it was really
Yeah.
good.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
Gran Turismo 7 is fucking ridiculous. But honestly, probably my favorite experience is Astro's Playroom.
I was gonna bring that up, but I figured you would.
It's so much fun. I don't know. You don't really. It's something about games nowadays, and I've played games for 40 years, and you don't really think of games as fun anymore. It's like the challenge or whatever, or just waste of time and shit. And it's like, this game was fun. It was like you got to see the history of the console. You got to feel the controller.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see what that controller can do, and it looks amazing. And I'm not, I don't have a computer, so like seeing this game is unbelievable. And that's like Gran Turismo and Ratchet. It's like watching Ratchet and Clank is, going back to like PS2 and then being like, oh yeah, it's gonna look like Toy Story. And now it fucking looks better than Toy Story. So
Yeah.
it's just a different monster now. Yeah. I mean,
think for
everything
me-
looks good now.
Yeah, everything looks phenomenal now. I think for me,
Except for Clive and
game-
Rich.
Is that
The game-
Is that what?
Clive and Wrench.
it's like Ratchet and Clank.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Is that an actual game?
yeah,
Oh.
Banjo Kazooie.
Jeez.
I think for me, a game that I say oh yeah, this is something I feel is like one of the best looking games I've played was probably and most fun was probably Ghosts of Tsushima.
Mhm.
Like that game was fucking sweet, and like just the open world of it, how things could happen and whatnot. I feel like that's a pretty solid PS5 game, even though it was on PS4 too, but still.
Yeah. I mean, what they made it do on the PS4 was insane.
But
Yeah.
of course, that game stands until I play Resident Evil 4 remake here in about 5 minutes when we end up the stream, because that'll probably be my favorite PS5 game. Let's see, let's make it happen.
So everybody answered, right? Said Khan said Returnal.
No, I said Yakuza.
Oh, Yakuza. And Returnal. He also likes Returnal. Don't lie to you.
Well, I can't think of
I
anything
know
else.
it's hard.
My favorite Street Fighter 6.
Hey, it ain't even out yet.
Oh,
Dude, June
Really
is
great game.
slammed right now, man. There's too many good games coming. I hope
Next month
Final-
has a bunch of good games.
I hope Final Fantasy 16 is not a bust.
It's not going to be. It's Yoshi.
Oh, it's gonna be because it's not fucking Final Fantasy anymore. It's fucking eat a dick. End the thing on that one. Fuck that game.
I didn't hear anything you said.
Sorry. It's just me being old and wanting Final Fantasy to be Final Fantasy. Fucking Devil May Cry. But
Listen,
that's a
if you're
different story.
if you're gonna have me in a game for like 80 hours, I'm not fucking pressing X the whole time. Listen,
That's fine.
I get it, but it's fucking 23.
Yeah. Then call it fucking not Final Fantasy.
Not Final Fantasy 16. Next month.
They hit it right. I'll tell you that. I mean, it's fucking beautiful, but fuck that combat system.
It's
Old
fine.
man.
You could old man it still. Like it's not like yes, you
No, because it's going to be
can.
fucking impossible. They're going to
It's
make
not
it too
impossible.
hard. They're going to
Fucking-
make it
it's
too
just gonna
hard
be-
for the
it's-
normal player.
It's just gonna be 7 remake. It's basically
which
just
sucks too.
that you can old man the shit out of 7 remake.
No.
Yes, you can.
This
Oh my
way-
god.
Clip that. I want that as a fucking ringtone right there.
What, the nope?
You can old man the shit out of that.
How
Yeah,
many
they're
times
like-
we gotta tell you, old man?
It's
they
like the-
they go.
Yeah, I'm gonna add it to like the pile of just like the con cackle. Oh my god.
They tell you that there's going to be a classic mode in there, and then it's like, yeah, where's the time battle system? Yeah, no, just trash.
Please just make it 7.
Yeah.
Oh, it was gorgeous,
Oh,
It'll be
and
great.
16 looks better. But
Yoshi P can have my babies. No, I want Yoshi P's babies. That direction.
Oh my god. Brittany, let's wrap this up. We got games to play.
you do. All right.
I gotta go to sleep. I'm old.
So, thank you guys for coming on. Again, Con, where can they find you at? Where you at?
I'm in my basement right now.
Not what I mean.
Yeah, so tag from all sides. You can find us on Discord, Twitter, Facebook technically, Instagram technically, although I will never see anything. You're a merch store. I just dropped new merch, by the way.
I saw it.
merch on tagfromallsides.com. We're gonna show up in the denim jackets. Instead of an FGC, we are now a gang. So
Is that what we're doing? We're just doing
Oh, yeah.
jackets now?
I was like
You gotta walk
tonight's-
in West Side Story though.
Yeah, exactly. I was joking like
Fucking
tonight's
snaps.
bracket is going to liquor stores collecting protection money, and fucking Marquise was like tonight's racket, and I was like, oh my god. But so check that out. All the money, if anyone buys anything off of there, all the money that goes to that just goes into the cash box for future stuff. It's not something that I collect or anything like that, so it just goes for it's fucking probably this $500 pop bonus coming in June for Street Fighter 6, June 17th. It's going to be Elite Gaming where we did King Assault City. It's going to be Street Fighter 6 tournament 2 weeks after game drops, week before CEO. Should be really fun. I'm probably doing Tekken and some other thing there, maybe, probably. Normally, you can find us Sundays down at 3 Lives, which is on South Clinton, downtown Syracuse. It's hard to miss. We're there
Literally
every
right
Sunday.
off the exit.
It's like, yeah, it's like if you don't like, it's across from Funk and Waffle and Ales. It's like right there next to the fucking dying carcass of Syracuse Suds. And yes, I don't understand why they won't fucking like bury that thing. I don't get it. It's empty and no one's there, and I don't get it. And we're there every Sunday, starting at 5, generally till around 10. That's usually when they kick us out. We're playing a lot of things these days. A lot of us are getting into Tekken, which I mean, I was always in Tekken. I've started getting Street Fighter 5, so we're playing with Street Fighter 5. It's birthday season, so we have random ass shit. We've done fucking Marvel 3 recently, Street Fighter 4 for whatever reason. I'm never touching that game ever again.
That was a fucking great stream.
It was a
an
great
awesome
stream. It was a great stream. And speaking of streams, when we are streaming, it's at twitch.tv/attack from all sides. Give us a follow. That'd be really cool. Going up generally every Sunday. Yeah, and that's it, I think.
Vinny, what are you playing?
That was an excellent plug,
Guilty
Con.
Gear.
That was excellent. You covered
Thank you.
everything.
Thank you.
It's like
I
you've
try.
done it before.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was actually going to say exactly that.
Excellent plug. Love it.
And you can always find if you need some video games, you could just message us on Facebook and one of us will answer.
Someone come sell a fucking Xbox, please.
Saying. Just saying.
Marker game. Play and trade.
Play and trade on Facebook.
Yes, come buy my shit.
Someone go sell them a Xbox,
I
please.
already spent money at your store today. All right.
And buy more
Vinny,
shit.
Vinny,
If you want
Vinny got me
Xbox
hooked up.
games, make sure you pre-order them because they don't sell. You're just gonna wait for it on Game Pass. Cheap fucks.
Saw that one coming from a mile away. Speaking of Xbox, we'll be back next week, and we will be talking about Xbox games and the history of Xbox, and I don't know who's coming on yet. I gotta figure it out, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because you're gonna fucking talk about Halo for an hour. Like,
Yes,
'cause what
and
else?
I'm
What else?
going to probably
I refuse.
I am
I
going to
refuse to talk
probably
about Halo for
play
an hour.
Resident Evil 4 while we talk about Halo for an hour,
I refuse
and
to
that's
talk
what's
about
gonna happen.
But also, Call of Duty 4 was the absolute banger.
It was good.
Yeah, that was fucking my favorite game.
There, I just did your Xbox podcast for you.
Let's skip next week. Play Resident Evil
No, next week we're not done. We're done. No more.
4.
So
I'll do
Um,
Xbox. There's only one game on every console.
Yeah,
it's Halo, except for Halo Infinite. Fuck that game.
it fucking sucks.
All right.
Man.
Yeah, Pop Roach just wants to talk about KI. Yeah.
I love KI. That's for
Sunset
sure.
Overdrive.
Oh, it's a great game. It's like Tony Hawk with crayons.
Oh, you got me launched. Fuck.
That's how I described it to somebody one time. They're like, "What the fuck is this Sunset Overdrive?" I was like, "It's like Tony Hawk with crayons and you shoot guns and stuff."
Fucking I'm playing ZZY. You can't be doing this to me. I have to fucking try so hard.
Oh man.
Yeah, I will be streaming Resident Evil 4, so if you want to watch me yell at my monitor, come watch me yell at my.
He's playing it on the hardest difficulty. What a wild
Yeah.
man.
Can't wait. Hopefully they didn't bring back Ink.
No, wow, we'll see. I mean,
So
our
you unlock
original
professional
RE4
mode,
did.
and then they make you use ink ribbons again. And then
Did 4 have ink ribbons?
I don't
think so. I
remember.
think
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Because they took ink ribbons out of 3 until you, I think Nightmare Mode had them, but I didn't make it far enough to give a shit.
Yeah, they took ink ribbons out and fucking put in a garbage ass inventory system.
2, on
Oh,
the
you don't
other
like
hand,
the attaché case? You don't like the attaché case?
No, it's stupid. It's needlessly. It's pointless.
Listen,
Fucking-
Leon carries a briefcase where he goes. All right,
Okay,
he's doing suplexes.
I'm
and
sorry,
Superman kick.
but if your inventories, because people are like, oh, it adds to the survival horror aspect. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's just fucking in the middle of a fight. You sit there and play Tetris for like fucking 7 minutes, and then you go back to your fight. I'm not scared anymore. I'm fucking you using it as a shield.
Yeah, but you know what? A very well organized attaché case is very satisfying.
Yeah, okay, but I'm not playing that game. I'm not playing fucking Attaché Organizer Simulator. I'm playing Resident Evil.
I want to play Resident Evil Tetris Edition.
I like the
Attaché.
briefcase.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
does.
It's an attaché case. It's not a briefcase.
Attaché.
Get it right.
Attaché. I remember being
Attaché.
fucking 14 years old and being like, "The fuck is an attaché case? It's a briefcase." And then I learned.
It's
I got
attached
cultured.
to your wrist.
Yeah,
Attaché to your wrist. Yeah, there you go.
motherfucker carrying around a briefcase with a rocket launcher in it. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
That's true.
Fucking so realistic, so survival horror. Oh god.
But it takes
that
up 3
briefcase
slots.
Has a fucking rocket
Or is
launcher.
it 4?
And
How many
fucking
slots?
80 rounds of fucking machine gun ammo, just like it's fine. You also have 2 more guns, an egg for some reason, a fish.
Yeah, the fish and the egg.
He carries a lot of weed on him too.
He does.
Yes.
Carry a lot of weed.
There's a lot of weed for a fucking Fed.
Different types too. That's the best
Yeah.
part.
He's got the green, the blue, the red.
You got
The
the
red. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and he be mixing it too.
Hey,
Jesus.
mixing it.
That's actually actually no, I didn't beat 4. I beat 2. Back when you guys were in diapers.
Fucking love.
I was 14 when 4 came out.
No, I don't know what you fucking just sent to me, Hanan, but I refuse. I get a notification in the fucking Discord channel just saying Egg Kangaskhan, this is for you. And nope, I don't care what it is. It's gonna be bullshit.
Fucking be brave. All right, do it. Be brave.
Oh my god, is this? it's JK Simulator.
A man of culture, Hanan.
It literally is just. It's so funny.
You
How
like-
much is this?
You like
$3?
organizing?
Hell yeah,
I heard-
$3.
I heard you like organizing things, huh?
This is funny.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right, Vinny, we got
Alright.
games to play. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah, come on. I gotta play fucking save room.
Good night and good luck.
Oh,
Good talks, everybody. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
The save
Later.
room game.